I'm going to teach you about the one thing that really changed my life, and it's called the pain versus pleasure principle. And as soon as I started learning this, everything else changed in my life, the way I viewed the world. So the pain versus pleasure principle simply says that people will do everything they can to avoid pain and everything they can to seek out pleasure. Not really a shocker, but literally every single human being on the planet will make a decision based upon, am I avoiding pain or am I seeking out pleasure? And this stems from the 80-20 principle. In the 1500s or 1400s, Italian scientists basically went around discovering that 20% of the people owned 80% of the land, 20% of the farmers produced 80% of the crops, 20% of the bankers owned 80% of the wealth. And he traveled around all of Europe essentially proving this theory. It still remains a theory, but largely it's known as the 80-20 rule, okay? Think about TikTok. About 20% of people are producers. 80% of people are consumers. A lot of this stuff you can see in the workplace, you can see in the world. Same with farming, right? A lot of our agricultural systems exist this way, okay? And this is because supply and demand works for the human condition. So if you want to change the way that you start to view life and want to know why people do the things that they do, all you need to know is the pain versus pleasure principle is the best thing that you can learn for the 21st century. Why do they do this? Why do they say that? Why are they doing this? Why is this happening to me? Look at your decisions. Everything that you do can be answered. Am I avoiding pain or am I attempting to seek out pleasure? People want to hang out and have fun all the time. People want good things because it feels easy. And we get conditioned that things should just be easy. And if we can't get it immediately, and if it's not easy, and if it doesn't feel good, it's really hard to put ourselves through pain to get something that we would want later. So people get stuck in this short-term cycle of seeking out too much pleasure. And then it fries you out because your brain and your body can only handle so much dopamine before you simply stop feeling it. You stop experiencing feeling good because you're getting too much dopamine. And that leads you to burnout or fatigue or really binging because you need more and more and more to feel the same amount of good, okay? Now, how you break that cycle is a longer answer than I have time for, but write this down. It's called the pain versus pleasure principle. You don't need to know why things happen as they do. You don't need to know why somebody's choosing to do this or how somebody could do that or how this happened to you again, right? All you need to know is that the decisions that other people make, it's simply to avoid pain or to seek out pleasure. And if that involves talking to you or not talking to you or breaking your heart or run away or not committing or doing this or doing that, all they're doing is trying to avoid pain or to seek out pleasure. That's it. And when somebody is animalistic like that, making decisions that hurt you or decisions that you don't like, guess what? Stop chasing them because that person doesn't even know that they're being a slave to the things that are driving them as a human condition. This unlocks a lot of other layers that I talk about with my clients. This is the baseline that I want the internet to know. Look up the pain versus pleasure principle. This is probably one of the most important things we should be talking about in the 21st century. You are constantly trying to avoid pain or to seek out pleasure. Which one is it and why? How can you stop doing that? How can you break that cycle? That's your question to answer. If you want to work with me, you want to grow, you want to level up, this stuff takes a couple months, but I can get you there. Book a call, hit me up. See you in the next one. Peace.